Welcome back to the POAS Desk. In the last episode, we covered specific versus general powers. In this episode, we go back to one of the most practical questions. What should a POA actually cost, and what hidden costs do you need to watch for when comparing providers? We covered the headline pricing in episode 5, Government. Notarization fees start at around 1,200 United Arab Emirates dirhams for a standard single language POA, with bilingual versions adding a few hundred dirhams more. At POAs, our fixed fees are 2,199 United Arab Emirates dirhams for property, sale, property management, and corporate POAs, and AED 1,999. For bank account POAs, these are all in prices with nothing added. At the end, in this episode, we go deeper. What exactly is it a POA fee? What some providers leave out, and what the real cost of a cheap POA can be. Every POA fee has several components. The drafting fee. This covers the time of preparing the document, structuring the powers, and ensuring the wording meets the receiving authority's requirements. Drafting a property POA correctly takes more skill than people expect. Generic templates exist but rarely meet specific requirements. Proper drafting is where most of the legal value sits. The translation fee. Bilingual preparation requires a court-licensed translator. The translator's seal and signature are part of the document's validity. A POA without proper translation is not legally usable in the UAE. The notarization fee. Government notarization fees are fixed by the authority. Dubai courts has a published fee schedule. Licensed private notaries charge similar amounts. These fees go to the notary, not to the service provider. The remote notarization session fee, if applicable. Remote sessions have their own fee schedule, which varies slightly from in-person. NOTARISATION. Document delivery. Digital delivery of the notarized PDF is usually included. Physical delivery of an original document, where required, may add to the cost. A complete POA fee includes all of these. A cheap POA fee usually only covers some of them, with the rest billed separately or skipped entirely. The most common hidden costs we see in cheaper POA services. Government fees billed separately. The provider quotes a low service fee, then adds the government notarization fee on top. The total cost ends up similar to a fixed fee provider, but the principal has gone through a frustrating surprise. Translation billed separately. The provider drafts in English only, then quotes additional fees for Arabic translation. The principal, who thought they were getting a complete document, discovers they need to pay more before it can actually be used. Generic templates. The provider uses a generic template for all POs of a given type, without tailoring to the specific property, transaction, or receiving authority. The fee is low, but the document often gets rejected. The principal then has to pay another provider, sometimes us, to redo it correctly. No verification of details. The provider takes the principal's information at face value, without verifying the title deed, the property details, or the party's identification. Errors in the document only emerge when it is presented to the receiving authority. Reissuance is required with new fees. No accountability for rejection. The provider charges for drafting and notarization, but if the document is rejected, they charge again to redraft. The principal pays twice for what should have been done correctly the first time. Charges for support during the transaction. Some providers quote a low document fee, then add hourly or per call charges for any support during the actual use of the POA. The principal who needs to ask a question pays each time. What to ask before paying any provider. Is the price all-inclusive, or are government fees added on top? Get this in writing. Does the price include both English and Arabic, or is translation extra? What happens if the document is rejected by the receiving authority? Will you redraft at no charge? What is the time commitment to fix it? How is the document delivered? Is digital delivery included? Is physical delivery available if needed? What is your guaranteed turnaround time? What happens if you miss it? Is the price all-inclusive, or are government fees added on top? Get this in writing. If the provider cannot answer these questions clearly, that is a signal. Reputable providers have clear answers because they have thought through their service model. A specific example. Last year we redrafted 3 PO, as that had been issued by a low-cost provider for AED 800 each. All 3 had been rejected by the Dubai Land Department for inadequate property specification. The principals ended up paying us 2,199 United Arab Emirates dirhams each to issue replacement POAs that actually worked. Their total spend was 2,999 United Arab Emirates dirhams for what should have cost 2,199 United Arab Emirates dirhams done right the first time, and they lost 3 weeks of transaction time. At POAS, the fixed fees are inclusive of everything: drafting, translation, notarization, digital delivery, and accountability for rejection. We do not charge separately for government fees, translation, or support during the transaction. The price you see at the start is the price you pay. In episode 25, we cover the document checklist for principals, what you need to have ready before starting a POA, and how to avoid delays caused by missing documents. I'm Patrick. Thanks for joining me at the POA's desk.